Hi everyone, I'm Sheila and we're about to do a stretch body awareness class. Let's go on to our hands and knees. So we're making the knees go underneath our hips and hands underneath our shoulders. And let's just push through our belly down to the floor, getting a little arc in our spine, head comes up, and our derriere is going up to the ceiling. Good. And let's reverse that position. So we're going into the cat. And push through into the cow. Keep breathing. Nice cat coming up here, undulating through that spine. Push through cow. Repeat. Cat. Lift up that lower back, let that head be loose. Push through cow. And last time, cat. And cow. Excellent. Push back into a child's pose and just relax and allow the spine to lengthen out. Take a deep breath in and then exhale. Come back up to your hands and knees position. Now we're going to work just with the hips and we're going to drop the hips down, pushing them down, push them over to the side, and then we're going to reach the hips up and go around to the other side. So we're actually creating a circle with those hips. Let's continue on, down to the side, trying to open up in that lower back. Here we go to the other side, 2 more sets, and around, and to the side, reaching all the way up, and side, and let's take it once more, front, and to the side, up to the back, and to the side. Now coming back to the front, we're going to reverse that and going to the side. So you're going to notice now, obviously you've got the lower back getting some nice movement in there and loosening up. But you're also going to find that on the sides of the hips, we're going over to the side and up. And other side, 2 more sets, going to the front and side. So on the sides of the hips, you may feel like you're opening up as well as working that lower spine. Once more, front and to the side. Good, and up and side. Let's go back once more to the front and then push back into your child's pose. Heads are down. Once again, relax through the spine. Let's add a little stretch here. Front arm is going to reach forward, reaching out. Fingers all the way through the armpit, and then release. Other side. Reach the fingers out, straightening that arm, feeling a stretch inside the arms and into the armpit. Let's take that once more. Up and out with the front arm, lengthening, and down, and last arm, reach, out, good, and come down. And then come back up to your hands and knees position. We're going to do the same thing with our rib cage, our upper spine. So we're going to drop the ribs down, carry them to the side, and lift them up, and then over to the side. So now the circle that you're making, that vertical circle, is happening in the upper spine through the rib cage. Lift over to the side and down. We have 2 more. So really push forward to the side, lift it up, and side. Once more in this direction. Forward and to the side, and lift it up and side. Let's go back down to the front and reverse that. Pushing out to the other side, lifting up, carry it to the side and down. Push it to the side. Now your hips are staying more or less nice and still, although you may feel the ripple effect through your lower spine. Over to the side, lift it up, carry it to the side, and we have 1 more, drop down and side. Good, and lift it up and side. Let's go back down to the front, down position, and then push back again into child's pose. See if it feels like your spine is opened up, it's become a little longer. And let's take now a walk with the hands as the hips stay still over to one side Making the hands go as far over to the side as they can, keeping the hips still so you're getting a side body stretch. Let's take a deep breath in. On the exhalation, just release everything down, and maybe you'll find that you can get a little bit more of a concentrated stretch on that side body lengthening area. And let's go back to center, move through, and go over to the other side. So you're bringing the hands together. On the other side, hips together, staying nice and loose and down towards the feet, the heels there. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, try to relax down into the floor a little bit more so you get a deeper stretch, side stretch on that other side of the body. Excellent. And come back to center. And let's roll up through the spine here. Excellent. Okay, we've done this before. Let's open the knees a little bit. We're going to do a little more work on that lower spine. So from here, let's push through and get that little arch there. And you can use your hands and push back. So we're really, again, working with that lower spine. Keep going. Let the head go with you. And push back. It's all being motivated by that lower spine. Push through, arc, feeling the spine, open up, and then to the back. And once more, push through. Excellent. And move it back. Perfect. Okay, let's bring ourselves so that we're facing the front and we've got our knees still bent. Now we close them up a little bit. Let's reach the hand over to the side and we're supporting ourselves here and we're reaching this arm out so we're getting an increased side body stretch. Lift up. Let's go over to the other side. Stretch. Good. Coming up and over. We're going to take 4 full sets. If you can lower the elbow down a little bit more so you can increase that side body stretch. Hips are staying right where they are on top of those heels again. And reach. Good. Up and over, breathing. Lengthen out. Gorgeous. Let's take one more. Up. See if you can get your elbows all the way down so we really increase that side body stretch. And the hips, as we keep saying, are on the heels. Good. And come on up. Excellent. Let's adjust our position and sit with one leg in front and the other behind it. There's space between where the legs are and your torso, and get the divine flesh out from underneath. And let's lift the shoulders up and down and lift and down. Reach them up and down and lift and down. Together they're going to go front, keeping the shoulders low, and back. So we're opening up in that chest area, but the shoulders are manipulating your body. Good. And front, and back, and front, and back. Let's hold on to the leg here, and we're going to take a little twist, pressing with that hand, and just opening up the spine in a twisted position. Shoulders are down. And then come and switch. And press with this hand gently. This is our first twist here. And then come back over and let's take it again. Twist. Maybe you can get a little farther over. And twist. 2 more sets. Let's go over, press, and twist. And over, press, and twist. And last time, I feel like I'm getting more and more into a twisted, sort of bringing out sponge position. That's what I want you to be focusing on in the spine. Over and twist. Good. Coming up right. Let's switch legs. So the other leg is in front. And we're going to start to the left here. So let's take that twist. Now we're going to put our hands on the floor. Keep both hips on the floor and drop the head down. Now here you may start to feel more of an opening in the back of the neck, shoulders down, and come up. Let's take that 4 times. So we have drop down. Maybe you can get a little farther over, and lift up. 2 more, and drop down. Let that head be loose, shake it up, and come up, right? And let's take it once more. Drop it down. How far down can you get? And come up, right. Let's twist to the other side and drop the hands down. Both hips stay on the floor and you're letting that head drop down. Opening up in the back of the neck there. And come up right. Drop it down. Let the shoulders be loose. Your head is the heavy piece of your body there, helping you get this stretch. And lift up. 2 more sets. Drop it down. Nice and loose. Notice what's opening up. And lift. And last time. Drop it down. And lift up. Right. Let's come back to the center. Reset the divine flesh up from underneath you. And let's go forward. So the head drops down. We're going to roll, curve forward. You feel that opening in that spine in this forward position. And hands go out and elbows go down towards the floor. Shoulders are loose. Let's shake our heads. No. Let's shake our heads. Yes. Let's shake our heads. No. And shake our heads. Yes. Excellent. Take a deep breath in. As we exhale, inch those hands out, folding from the hip flexors in front of the hips, trying to get a little bit farther out. You'll find that you get a stretch in the back of that front bent knee area in the hip. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach the hands out. Elbows are down. Trying to get a little farther over, increasing the fold in the hips and stretch that you might feel in your spine and that front hip. Breath in. Exhale, reach a little bit farther over if you can. Really feeling the body as being heavy and dropping towards the floor. And last time, deep breath in. Exhale and reach out. You should be pretty far out there. Feeling a lot. Opening. And then walk the hands up, roll up through the spine, come to an upright position, and let's once again shift the legs. So we get into the other hip. Back so straight divine flesh is up. Now let's roll the top of the head down. It may feel like it's a lot more open. Hands come down, go to your first position. Keeping the chin towards the chest. Let's now make a circle with the top of our head. So we're going in one direction, circling so that the neck can start to get even more free. And we have a fourth circle. And then come to the end of that and then reverse that. So you're circling in the opposite direction. Keeping the fold coming from the hips. And here's our third circle and our fourth circle. Good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, walk those hands out and drop down. And now you feel stretch in the hip area coming with the other leg, as well as a stretch in the spine. Really let that body be nice and loose towards the floor. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach and lengthen. Take a deep breath in and exhale, reach the hands out, shake that head out, shake the shoulders out, let that back of the neck really get a good stretch there along with everything else. Breath in. Let's make a noise as we exhale and reach the arms out. And last time, deep breath in, exhale, reach and lengthen. Walking back up, and let's take the spine in an upright position. Let's repeat the side stretches. This time, let's see if we can get the elbow down right away. Reach the arm up and over and lengthen. Opposite hip is on the floor. We're going to lift the hip up on an inhalation. Lift the hip up as you breathe in. And then exhale, press the hip down, trying to keep the arm where it is. So we're getting more of a side body stretch. And repeat. Inhale. And exhale, press down, lengthen, beautiful. And 2 more. Inhale, exhale, press and push that hip down, keeping the arm reaching the side. And last one, deep breath in. And exhale and press it down. Good. Push with the bottom hand up, and let's take it to the other side. Elbow goes down, reach and stretch. Feeling that opposite hip being on the floor, but feeling that nice side body stretch. Here we go. Breathe in. Lift the hip up. Inhale. Exhale and press and lengthen. Beautiful. Again, inhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathing out. Two more. Inhale, lift. Exhale and press. And inhale, lift. And exhale, press. Good. Pushing with the bottom arm. Let's roll up and come upright. Let's take a little work with our head. We're going to drop the head down and up and down and up. Press it down and up and down and up. Come to neutral position. Let's go directly side and side and look and look. We're going to the right and left and right and left. Good. Come to the neutral position. We're going to take a little massage for our scalings here. These are the two groups of strong, thick cording that you find down your throat. So we're going to go right into underneath the ear. There's a little hollow. And then we're going to press in and push down along the front of those scalings, that cording. And it really feel a little tender in there. Your head is off to the side so you can really get in there. What we're trying to do is release through the scalings to help the neck get a little bit more flexibility. And we're going to go all the way down to the front to our collarbone. Take a moment to just notice how all of a sudden this may feel like it's relaxed more and there's less tension. You can feel the difference between the two sides. Let's take it again on this side. So we're going in that little hollow under the ear, pressing in, and you may find that you can get a little more into the front area. And you're really slowly but surely going down into that neck to release held muscles, ligaments, tension. As we spend time on our computers, we tend to lock our necks in with our heads and release. And just shake that head out. You feel like this feels a lot looser and maybe everything is dropped. And let's take it to the other side. So we're going into that hollow underneath the ear. Coming in this first time, you might feel like you can't get that far in. We're pressing in. Ooh, there might be some tenderness. I'm just feeling some tenderness there. And dropping down in front of that whole cording, all the way nice and smooth, down to the collarbone. Good. Notice how that feels. You'll find all of a sudden there's some release there. And let's take it one more time. Really getting into that hollow under the ear and then pressing in. This time, as we did on the other side, maybe you get in a little bit more in front of that whole cording. And drop down. These hold our heads up and keep them secure. And they are working really hard all the time. So by doing this, we help to give them a little bit of a release, a little bit of a vacation. Good. And release. Okay, shake that head out. You may find that you've got a lot more mobility. You may feel like you've got more space through your neck down into your shoulders. Let's take some circles. Drop the head down, circling over to the right, all the way up to the ceiling, and over to the left. Keep going. Drop it down, and around, and lift, and breathe. Two more. Drop it down, circling around, lift it up, and to the side. Let's take it once more. Drop it down, and to the side, and lift it up, and side. Let's go back down and reverse it, and reach it to the side. Lift it up, going over and down. Nice opening in that back of the neck. And then when we go up, we can feel that in the front of our neck.
And as we go to the sides, we feel it on the opposite sides as the direction we're going in. Here's our third one. Lift, up, and over, and down. And last one, circling, and lift it up. All the way around. Good. Coming down, let's go all the way down, chin to the chest, and then lift up. And you should feel like this whole area is lifted. And let's bring our legs together, sending them out. Let's work a little bit on our feet. So here we go. We've got our feet out in front of us, divine flesh. It's right out in front of underneath us. And we've got parallel legs. Flex the feet up. Push through the ball of feet. Now we're not going to go into the toes. We're just going to work that ankle. Flex up, push out through the heels. So getting into the Achilles. And ball the foot. And lift up. And press it down. And lift it up. Good. And press it down. Point the foot all the way. Let's rotate out of the hips and repeat the whole thing. Keeping the hands behind you to help support your shoulders are down. Flex out. Now just push through the ball of foot. We haven't engaged the toes. And flex. And push through. And flex. And push through. And flex. And push through. Now point the foot. Come back to parallel position, draw the legs up, keep the back straight. And now we'll do that little toe area. So from here, we're coming up to the balls of our feet, and we're going to push off the toes. Backs are straight, so we're pushing toes and press down. Toes and press down. Toes and press down. Toes and press down. Put the heel down. You may have felt your Achilles get engaged, so let's flex out, keeping the back straight. And then let's point the feet, rotate the legs out, and now we're going to come up. And we've got an open position. You can support yourself with your hands on your legs. And then we're just getting a little opening here. And we're going to work with those toes. So we're going to press toes and press down. And toes and press down. And toes and press down. And toes and press down. Good. Point the feet, slide the legs out. Let's flex out again in case you've got a little cramping in the calves while we did that whole work with the toes. Good. And then shake the legs out. Let's open the legs a little bit and let's just take some full circles with those legs, with those feet. So the toes are going in a nice big circle towards each other, and you should feel this in your ankles all the way around. Good. And let's reverse that and go in the opposite direction. Good. So now we think of the little toes as doing the work here, creating that circle. They're drawing around. Good. And we have one more all the way around. Excellent. Good. Shake the legs out. That starts to get energy moving out from the hips into the legs. And let's take a little energy medicine exercise. So you're going to cross one leg underneath so that you can really focus on this foot in front of you, the right foot. And we're going to slide our hands, our thumbs, down through the channel between the big toe and the second toe. And these are known as the gaits, the G-A-I-T-S. And what this action does is help to release any blocks in your body through the meridian flows, because we have 6 meridians that either begin or end at our toes, and that's true of your hands as well. But by doing this movement through the channels as we move through each one of them, there's 4 of them, you start to help release any energetic blocking actions in the meridians, but it also feels great for your feet. It is really a nice opening for your foot. Okay, let's release that, and I want you to go in your body and into your feet and notice how the foot that we just worked with feels compared to the other one. It may feel like there's more aliveness in there. So let's take it to the other side. Here we go. We're lifting up and we're pushing through. Bringing in a little bit more relaxation in that foot on a muscular level. We're moving through, but we're also releasing. So there can be a greater flow of chi. And let's keep going. We're going into the next channel there, next gate. And then continue on and push. Good. Release that, check it out, going in. How do the feet now feel? They may feel like you really can feel them and you feel like something's humming along. Let's take the same thing with your hands. So you can fold your legs and make sure you're sitting up tall. We're gonna go to the outside of the thumb there. In case any of you have the beginnings of arthritis or some issues with that thumb, it's great to do this. And then we're going to go through the gate that is between the thumb and the first finger, and then continue on. Again, you're going to find after you've done this that your hand feels like it's more alive. We're helping the chi energy to be able to flow. Because we want flow in our bodies. Okay, and then take a moment to go into those hands and see if there's, again, the same kind of difference from the hand that we just worked with and in difference to the one that we have not. So let's go back into the one we haven't worked with. We're going on the outside there of the thumb, pushing through the fleshy area between the thumb and the first finger, and continuing on into those channels, and keep going. And we end up with the last one. Okay, checking in. Do they both feel like there's chi moving through those hands equally? Hopefully that's true. All right, we're going to come up onto our hands and knees again. And this is not for somebody that has some problems with the knees, so you're going to have to modify this. You have to modify everything that we do in these classes according to your body. So find a way to make this work for yourself. We're going to put our hands down in front, we're going to lift our hips up, and we're going to drop to the side here. So we're going to get a little stretch on the side of that hip and thigh, come up and drop over. You may find one side feels a little bit different than the other. Each time we do this, we want to try and push the hip down and maybe get a little bit more of a straightened back and up and over, although we do have a lean here. And come up and press out through that hip. And let's take it once more. And you may find that you get a little stretch on the side of your hip, going into your waist area as well. Up and over. Excellent. Let's come back up. We're going to put our hand on the floor here, and we're going to reach this arm over, and we're going to try and press the hips up, straight up. So we're getting more of a side body stretch. You might not get all the way up, but you really feel that nice lengthening, increased lengthening. Coming down, replace the hand, reach the arm up, and we're going to press the hips up and get a little bit more of that side stretch. Good. Keep going. Head drops down, reach over, reach the arm up. You might get a little farther up there. And drop down, hand switches, reach, hips lift up. Excellent. Drop down, breathe, switch, push, hips lift. Might get pretty close to up, completely upright there. Excellent. Drop down, switch, reach, stretch. And we're going to have one more set in each direction. Drop down, lift, reach, and lengthen. Beautiful. And drop down, reach, lift, and up. Good. And coming down. Excellent. Let's turn to the side, curl the toes under, and now we're going to just press back through those heels so that we're getting a stretch in the Achilles, and then rock forward through the foot and press back and come forward. Beautiful. Press back, push, and come forward. Getting a little more work in the instep as well as the calf muscles, the Achilles. Press back.
Good. Bring the hands a little closer. Now we're going to take a nice gentle straighten of the legs by pushing hips up. But I want you to be really thinking about folding of the hips and the head is dropped so that you may not come to a complete straight leg. That's fine. We're just working up to this and come down. Breathe and press. Maybe the legs can get a little straighter this time and bend down. Breathe in and then exhale and press. Good. And bend down. Last time, inhale, exhale, and press. Now let's just hang here. Shake that head out, no. Shake the head, yes. Shake the head, no. And shake the head, yes. Great. Bend the knees. Now we're going to roll up through the spine. We've done a lot of work on the spine, so the spine should feel good. Lift the hands up. Take the hands up and flex. Bend the knees. Stick the derriere out, so we're getting into a little bit of a cow position. Inhale. Now we're going to drive up the hands, come to a straight leg, and lengthen the whole body. You may feel a pull up in the front of your hips there. Again, breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Reach up. Lengthen. Bend. Inhale. Exhale. Reach up. Lengthen through the body. Shoulders stay down. Feet and hands pushing away. Inhale. Exhale. Reach up. Good. And release. And let's just take a little shake. Adjust your costume or your clothing a little bit. We're still facing the side of our mats here. We're going to get a little bit more into bending in the hip area here and involve the legs. So we're going to bend and go into a flat back and then come straight up. Again, flat bend, abdominals are engaged, folding from the hips, and straight up. Flat bend. And straighten up, and flat bend. And straighten up. Now let's take this into more of a traditional squat. So the arms are going to go behind here as you go into that bend and flat back. But this time our hips are going behind our legs and lift. So we're making our hips go behind heels. Push out and lift and push out and lift and push out and lift. Let's take 8 and see if we can speed up a little bit here. So we have 1 and up and 2 and up and 3 and up, 4, keep going, breathe, 5 and lift and 6 and lift, breathe out and up. Here's our 8th one, out and up. Good. Let's turn the legs out so our feet are now toes on the floor and heels are still on the mat. We're going to go back into that first fold with a flat back. So our knees are going out of our toes. We are not trying to get our hips going behind our heels. We're just flattening out, opening up through the inside thighs. And out. And come upright. 2 more. And out, folding from the hips, lengthening through that spine. And up, knees go out over the toes. Out. And up. Let's bring the arms up and go into that squat. 4 slow ones. And push out. Now the hips can go behind. And lift. Breathe. Push out. Pushing with the legs to come upright. So we're activating the glutes. Helping to activate the legs. Lift. And out. And here we go into 8 faster ones. So we go out. Lift. Keep that back flat. Lift. Holding on to the abs. Out. And lift. And out. We have 4 more. Lift. Here we go. 1. And lift. And 2. Lift it up. And 3. Lift. And 4. And up. Good. So we've done a little bit of warming up in the body. And we've done a little work in the hips. But let's get more into the hips here. So we're going to take parallel position, bend the knees, and we're going to bring right hip forward, circle around, and then go to the back. But now we're going to reverse that. So we're doing the outside, a semicircle with this right hip to the back. So we're pushing out, really trying to find all the different places that we can open up, and around to the back, and push around to the front, and around, and to the back. Now come back to neutral and straighten up, and you'll notice that this hip area feels a little looser. Let's take it to the other side, bend the knees. Push the left hip forward, circle around. Now obviously, as you do this, the other hip is getting some work, but we want you to really focus on the hip in this outward semicircle, so you can really think of opening up all the way around and around to the front. Good. And repeat that all the way around to the back and around to the front. Come back to neutral, straighten up. Let's just shake out a little bit and come back into the bent knee position. We're going to do the inside half circle. So with our right hip, we're going to the front, pushing it around, and really feel like you're exaggerating that motion to the back. And then around and to the front. So it's going to feel a little bit different. And around and to the front as we go in this more concentrated attention to the inside hip area. And front, we have one more. And go back and around to the front. Good. Neutral, straighten up. Let's do a little shimmy through the legs and go back into that bent knee position. And let's make it work for the other side. So left hip comes forward. Push it around to the inside and around to the back. Good. And around and to the front. Don't skimp when you get to the front. You really want to make sure that you're opening up as much as you can, and it really helps to free up those hips and legs. Everything's connected, so there's also some freedom that happens in that lower back. Around and front. And you notice that my knees are staying front. They're not rotating all over the place. And then around, really press in, around, front. Good. Neutral position and straighten up. Okay, just shake out for a moment. You may feel like you've really got more movement happening in the hips, that it feels looser. We're going to take the whole thing in a rotated out position, which is a little bit different from what we normally do. I want you to try and maintain the knees out over the toes. So bend the knees. Now we're going to the right, to the front, and here it's going to feel like you can't manipulate in some ways as much as you did when your legs were in a parallel position. Around and come to the front. We're trying to maintain, again, this rotation in the hips. So you're going to find the inside of the hips, especially as you come around and face the front with that right hip. You're getting some opening at the tops of the thighs there. Around and to the back and around. Good. To the front. One last time. Around to the back and around and to the front. Good. Neutral position, straighten up. Your legs are getting some work too. Just check in. Does it feel different on this side than it does on the side we haven't worked yet? And here we go. Bend the knees. Pushing the left hip forward and around. Good. Pressing all the way out and back and around and to the front. Repeat. Out and to the back and around and to the front. We have two more. Really opening up, around and back and around. Feeling that nice openness that happens there as you get to the front and around and to the back, and keep going around to the front. Good. Neutralize that, straighten up. And again, let's just bring our legs in and shake out, because the legs are definitely working in this. And let's go back into that position, and backs are straight, knees bent.
We're gonna go to the inside. So once again, press the right hip forward, circle around to the inside. Now maybe you feel some stretch to the inside of that thigh, and then around and back. Push around to the front, and around and to the back. Keep breathing. Here's our third time. Opening up to that front, and around and to the back. And coming to the front, here we go. And to the back. Once more to the front. Here we go. Good. Put that neutral, straighten up. Shimmy out a little bit in your body. And let's take it to the other side. Bend. Left hip goes front. Circle around to the inside. Feeling that stretch that happens there, hopefully. And to the back. And around, push forward, keep the knees going out over the toes, front, around, and back. Excellent. Around, and front. And we have two more. And around, good. To the back, and around. Really opening up through that front hip. Good, last time. Circle, semicircle to the back. And around, good, and front, good, neutral, straighten up, good. All right, let's focus a little bit more on our upper body, and then we're gonna join everything together. So let's reach straight legs, right arm up, switch left. So what we're trying to do is work through that rib cage, and lift, all the way up, and reach, and lift, and reach, bend the knees. Continue, up and lift, good. Up and reach. Breathe it up and lift. Last set, up and reach. Come to an upright position. Now we're going onto the diagonal. The rib cage goes with you, out and reach. Breathe, shoulders are down, out and lengthen and out. And breathe. Good. Bend the knees, repeat. Out. So now with our knees bent, we have to concentrate on holding our core because we're trying to keep the lower part of our body not moving. But our upper body is having more flexibility. Reach and reach. Come to an upright position. Let's take that side. Hips stay still. Reach and lengthen and stretch. Two more sets. Reach. Out and reach and out. Bend the knees and pass through. Again, we have to anchor into our core and keep that still as we reach the arms out to the side and try to increase the flexibility in the side-to-side motion. Out, once more, reach and reach. Coming up right, this time we're going to reach down so we can let our body go down towards that diagonal line and reach. Legs are straight, out, and breathe. Stretch it, and out, and reach, come back, bend the knees, and repeat. Pressing over, maybe you can get a little farther over, but you have to maintain the core. And over, good. Stretch, and out. Breathe it, and lengthen, last set. And out, and out. Good, come to neutral position and straighten up. Excellent. Let's go into a very wide position here. Long spines. And we want to have as wide a position as you can get in order to make sure that when you bend your knees out to the side over the toes, that you are not making these go way out. Here we go, bend. So the knees are trying to line up here with the ankles. And lift. If you need to get a little farther out with your toes, go for it. Keep the back straight. So now we feel more of a stretch in the inside thigh there. Good. Bend, out, and lift, and way out, and lift. Let's add some arms. So we're going to have arms up, arms down, arms up, lengthen the body, and down. And reach up and down and lift, and down. Now we're going to bend over on the right side. Hand is braced on your thigh there, reaching this arm out. Good. Straighten the leg up and lengthen. Good. Bend. Inhale. Exhale. And lengthen. Reaching. More side body stretch. Bend. Inhale. Exhale. Straighten. And lengthen. Good. And last time. Bend. Inhale. Exhale. Straighten. And lengthen. Lift the arm up and over. We're going to the other side. Bend the knee. Place that hand on the thigh. Reach the arm over. Feel that long stretch here. And straighten. Good. Bend and breathe. And lengthen. Feeling that whole side body stretch. Bend and lengthen. And stretch. Shoulders are down. Reaching over. Last time. Bend. And come up, right, good. Lifting up and over. In this wide position, we're going to keep our arms out to the side and we're going to fold from the hips. Now, this is one of those folds, similar to what we did, but we're not shooting the hips behind us. And come up, right. So this is going to help us get more into the hamstrings. Flat over. And come up. Two more. Flat over. Lengthening through the spine. And come up, right, and flat over, good, and come up, right. Let's take our hands down to our hips, actually to our waist, twist above the waist there, keeping this hip behind. We're going to go into a flat back over the right leg, and so you'll feel a little bit more stretch over that right hamstring, but we're going to try to keep this hip back, and lift. Head is trying to stay in line with that spine, from the tailbone all the way to the top of the head, and lift. We have two more. And flat over. Good. And lift. And flat over. Excellent. And lift up. Now, twisting out the body in the opposite direction. Keep the hips as much to the front as you possibly can. Let's fold from that crease of the hip and go over the left leg. Feeling that lengthening through the left hamstring there. And come up, right, good. And over. And breathe up. And come over. And lift up. And once more. Over. And come up, right. Let's come to the center. We're going to add some arms. So we're going to bring our arms up. As we go over to flat back, we're going to shoot our hands behind you. And reach the hands back, lengthen the head forward. With the hands behind you, get sort of a feeling like you can balance a little bit more. And let's bend the knees out over the toes to open up the inside thigh. And now we're going to straighten the legs. Keep reaching out with the hands behind you and the head forward. We have three more bent knees. Bend. And straighten. Two more. Bend. Reach the knees out. Flat back, we're keeping a hold of our abdominals, and straighten, and bend, knees out, and straighten. Good. Bring the arms down and fold the body over as best you can. Shake that head out again. No. Yes. And again, no. And yes. Let's shimmy our shoulders a little bit, shake them out, and then shake your hips out a little bit, and then just stay and settle. We're going to push our hip out to the right. So we're going over with that hip to the right so that you get an inside thigh stretch on the left leg. Now we're going to rock over, shift, and press the hip out to the left so your right leg gets to have that inside thigh stretch. Keep going. Keeping the body over, folding at the hips as you shift the hips over to the right. Relax that head. Shift up, over, and to the left. Let's take it 2 more times. Push, up, over, and inside the left leg gets a stretch. And up, over, press out through the hip. Now we're going to add to this, so we're going to go up,
over with the hip going to the right, feeling the stretch in the inside thigh of the left leg, and then we're gonna flex the left heel. So we're pressing down on the floor with our left heel to increase the stretch in the inside thigh. Foot goes down, shift over to the left. Get in there and then push with the right foot so you get a flex. And now you may find that you get not only a stretch in the inside thigh of that right leg, but you're getting a little more stretch on the side body too. Not everybody will necessarily feel it all, but just do what you can. Hip goes over, flex the left foot, push it out with that hip to the right as hard as you can, foot down, moving the hips over to the left, shake that head out, make sure you're not holding tension here. Press and push up with the right foot in that flex position. Let's take 2 more sets, both sides, pushing through. Lift the left foot as the hips go to the right and drop down, move the hips over to the left, pushing out through that left side of the hip and right foot comes up. Excellent. Push down, shift, hips go to the right, left foot comes up, lengthen, 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 foot down, push out through the left hip and the right foot comes up. Good. Coming down. Let's bring our hands closer to our feet. We're going to bend the knees and brace our elbows at the knee area. So we're getting a little bit more of a stretch in the inside thighs and hips. And so we're going to sort of see if we can press now the hips forward as we press the elbows against the legs. Hips go forward, arms go against the legs, so that really opens up the inside even more. And release, swing hips back slightly. Let's take that again. Press and push through. Good, let's take 2 more of those. And ease off with the hips back, and then press through. Hips go forward, arms press against the against the calves, knee area. And last time, release, hips swing back, and then they come forward. Excellent. Good. Let's come back up to a straight leg position. Heads are down. And then we're going to move over to the right side. And we have our heel in the back, leg on the floor, which may already give you a little bit of a stretch in that Achilles area. And with a fold in the front of the hips, so you may feel a stretch on that front leg here. We're going to keep that head nice and loose, and we're going to lift the back heel up and drop it down. And then we're going to lift the front toe up. So we're getting a stretch on that front hamstring, trying to keep the back heel on the floor. Switch and rock forward. Back heel comes up. Shake that head out. Elbows are loose. Drop down, flex up the front foot. Lengthening through the hamstring. We have 2 more sets. Rock. Back heel comes up as we drop our bodies forward. Press the heel down, getting a stretch in the Achilles and the front. Foot lifts into our flex position. And last time, coming down with the front foot, lift the heel up and drop down and flex it up. Good. Drop the foot down. Let's rotate to the other side. So we're lining up in a parallel position now. You've got the other leg in front of you and fold from hip there. You can increase the stretch on the hamstring here. Again, check that your head is nice and loose. Elbows are loose, shoulders aren't lifting up to your ears. And let's press with the heel up in the back leg. You might feel a stretch in the instep of that foot. And drop down with the heel as you press the toe up on the front leg. Really increasing the stretch on the hamstring. Good. Foot down, lift, press up. Heel down, press, front foot up. Ooh, it feels good. And drop down, lift. Heel comes up on the back. And press down, flex, lifting up with the front foot into the flex position. And drop down, press, lift it up. In the back, heel lifts. Drop it down, press in, lift that front foot up into your flex position. Good. Drop it down. Bend both legs, bring the feet together, and let's roll up through the spine, coming to an upright position. Good. Let's come back to the edge of our mats here, and let's roll down our spine. We're gonna go all the way down into a plank. So from here, rolling down, going through the body. Drop, bend the knees, walk the hands out, and come to your plank. Good. Bend the knees, walking back, drop the head down, roll up through the spine, and come to an upright position. We have 4 of these. And drop, roll, bend, walk, plank. Hold yourself in that position for a moment. Bend, walk back, drop the head down, rolling up through the spine, and come to an upright position. 2 more. Drop down, roll, bend, walk. Here we go, into that plank. Keep the butt in line with your spine. Bend the knees, drop, roll up, coming through that spine. And then last time, here we go. Roll down, bend, drop, walk out. Good. Holding this position, keeping everything in line. And then bend, walk, heads in, drop, roll up. Let's go once more into your plank. Drop it down, rolling, bend knees, walk, and go into your plank. From here, let's press back into a down dog, pressing through the heels. Hips go up, and then come back to your plank. Holding onto those abdominals, and press, down dog, and come back into your plank. 2 more. Press back, heels go down, hips go up, and plank, and come back into the down dog, and then into your plank. And let's see if we can slowly lower down, trying to really allow our arms to support us and our legs. Good. Push back into a child's pose and rest for a moment. Breathing. And then let's come back up and move into a seated position once again. And this time we're going to work with the inside thighs. So let's lift the legs up. We're going to hold our hands behind us, and we're going to just drop the knees together at the same time out. And come back to neutral. So again, we're revisiting this inside thigh area, stretching out, and lift. 2 more. Stretch it out. And come upright. Good. And stretch it out. And come upright. Let's shoot the legs out. And bring your right leg up. Try to bring it out to the side a little bit more. And bring the left leg up. And then try and bring that one out a little bit more. So now you're in a more formal and traditional second position with your legs out. Legs are turned out. Get the divine flesh out from underneath. And let's just rock through those hips. We've been trying to create lots of openness, a lot of space through the joints today. And so now we get to really test if we've opened up in those hips here. Okay, and let's take the feet, they're nice and pointed, and let's take a forward fold, top of the head, rolls down, coming down. Let's come to that first position like we did at the beginning of class. Your elbows might be down, you might be in a slightly different position than I am, but drop that head down and let's make a circle with the head. The top of the head is drawing that circle. So this is sort of a gentle sort of wakening up with the inside thighs, but also making sure that we're keeping the head loose. Come to the end of the circle in that direction and reverse it all the way around. Try and really feel the neck being nice and loose so we're not pulling tension in that neck. Good, and come to the end of that. Deep breath in. As we exhale, walk those hands out a little bit more. Your elbows are trying to bend, your shoulders are not lifted, and you've made the weight of your body go forward more while you maintain the rotation in those hips. So the inside thigh can truly get a good stretch there. Again, breath in. Exhale, walk those hands out a little bit more. Body is dropped. Third time, breath in. Exhale, reach and drop. And fourth time. Here we go. Breathe in. And now exhale and lengthen. Try to let the body go as far down as it can. So you're really opening up the inside thighs there. Let's flex our feet out and feel the heels reaching away. Breath in. And then as we exhale, point the feet and see if we can lengthen the body along the floor a little bit more. Shaking that head up, make sure it's loose. Flex the feet up. Inhale, pushing the heels away. Exhale, and point the feet. So we're trying to gently lower ourselves down towards the floor. 2 more. Flex up. Inhale. Pushing the heels away. Exhale, reach forward a little bit more as you point those feet. And last time, flex up. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen the arms. Point as you breathe out. Walking the hands in as you roll up through your spine. Excellent. Let's bring the legs together just to shake them out. And then we're going to go back into that open position. And let's start with first bringing that left leg out and then bringing the right leg out and settling into your open position here. Now we're going to use some of everything that we've done. You know that we worked starting with our backs. We've done a lot of twisting and we've got some opening in the hip joints. And so now we're going to see if we can twist and open in this open position. Let's start with our legs in a flex position so that we can really maintain this rotation. And we're going to come down and we're going to come to our elbows here. We're going to place the left arm directly in front of you. So it's going to become your support system here. From here, your right arm is going to lift up with a bent position. You're going to press down with the left elbow to the floor and reach the right up as you twist through the spine. Also at the same time, trying to maintain the hips where they are. So it's a deep twist. And then come down. Let's reverse that. Right hand goes where the left was in the middle to support you as your left comes up, and reach that elbow up, twisting through the spine, pressing down with that elbow on the floor and up with the elbow that's lifted towards the ceiling. Let's take that 2 more times. Drop down, breathe, lift, pressing down, pressing up. Seeing if you can twist. And you might find that one side feels like it has more mobility than the other side. Twist it and come down. Let's take it once more. And to the other side, we're lifting up, left up, roll, and really reach that. Good, and come down. Good, let's stretch out once more and see if we can get all the way to the position that we had come to before we did the twisting. And you might find that you can get a little farther over. Heads are loose. Feeling the open thighs, length of the spine. Good. And then once again, roll it through the spine and come to an upright position. Excellent. Let's bring the legs together. Shake them out. Let's take a forward fold, but with a twist. Feet are pointed. Divine touches up underneath you with the arms up. We're going to twist, bring the hands so that the backs of the hands are against your leg. Feel that twist. And then slide forward from the hips. So again, variation on twisting, but increasing the hamstring stretch there too. Trying to go down as far as you can with maintaining that twist. Bring the arms forward, come up, and let's take it to the other side. Lift, raise the hand, twist, slide. Feet are still pointed. Going down slowly, trying to maintain that twist. You're folding from the hips all the way down. Let the head get heavy. Going as far down as you can. Good. Let's bring the arms forward, come upright. Let's repeat that. Maintaining the feet pointed as we twist. Brace the hand. Twist, going down. Here we go. You might find this second set, you can get a little bit more of a twist there. You may feel this in your back, in your legs. Oh, there's so many places you could be releasing and getting a stretch. Reach out, come up, breathe, twist,
Feel that twist first. Slide, open, dropping down, lengthen, breathing, and coming down. Good. Come to the front, reach the arms up, and lift. Okay, let's shake out through the body, shake out through the head, shake out through the shoulders, shake out through the hips, and fold your legs. Thank you for joining me today. Let's all bring our arms out and lift up. Clasp the hands together, bring them to your heart chakra, and give thanks to your body for accompanying you on this lovely journey, this session. Have a great rest of the day.